Meanwhile, we've made our way into the kitchen, and you know it's going to be a good day when you start with dessert. So here to show us how to make their world-famous Baked Alaska is the executive chef from the legendary Delmonico's restaurant in New York City, where it was first served over 150 years ago. Wow. Please welcome to our home for the first time, Billy Olivia. Welcome, Billy.
Thank you for having me.
What an honor.
It's great to be here. There's a lot of history with Delmonico's. Definitely a lot of history.
And you are an amazing chef at Delmonico's. I mean, this restaurant really is legendary. If you've lived in New York City and not been there, something's off, because everybody knows Delmonico's. Joining Cam at the counter in front of their beautiful baked Alaskas are Paige and Lawrence. Look at that. This is what an amazing.
It's a work of art.
Yes. It really is. This recipe, by the way, and this dessert itself is one of the biggest sellers and has been at the restaurant for years. As a matter of fact, you serve over 150 pieces roughly a day. I don't even know how that's possible. Tell us the history of this dessert.
So this dessert was to celebrate the purchase of Alaska from Russia.
Isn't that cool?
It was invented by Charles Reinhofer, who invented a load of Delmonico's classics.
Wow.
So he decided to come up with a dessert to sort of...
To celebrate that moment in history.
And I suppose he thinks that this looks like Alaska, and that's why he created it. It looks like an iceberg.
That's it.
So what goes into this? It starts with the batter. And by the way, you might feel intimidated and think, I can only have baked Alaska at a fancy restaurant, but you're going to take all the guesswork out and show us how we can all do it at home.
There's many ways you could do this.
Okay.
Yeah, this is pretty simple. This is a real simple recipe. So here we have eggs, egg yolks and sugar.
Okay.
Which we beat into the ribbon stage.
Okay, what exactly is the ribbon stage?
So ribbon stage, you see that the yolks have gotten kind of pale and thick, and that's what the ribbon, when you
go like that,
yeah,
it looks like a
kind
ribbon.
of ribbon when you go back down.
Okay.
And then here we have very simple egg whites and sugar.
Okay, and you beat them very stiffly
Beat them
as
to
well?
little stiff peaks, nothing else, yeah.
Nothing extra. And then we add those in here.
We're gonna
so
fold this.
there are many different variations of baked Alaska, and I'm sure you've all had them throughout the years. But this is clearly the original. We're going to get to this in a minute.
And clearly the best that I've ever had. This is so amazing.
Fold this.
I was under the impression that baked Alaska had pineapple because I've had it with pineapple before, and he said, no, absolutely not. It's actually an apricot compote.
Apricot compote, a walnut sponge, and the meringue.
And that's it?
Yeah, and banana ice cream.
Banana ice cream. But I bet you could switch it up for all kinds of different things, right?
We could. You know, we could do lemon. We've done raspberry compote. We've done raspberry compote with basil ice cream, which is kind of neat.
Ooh, how
that's a fun one.
interesting.
You could change the compote. You can change the ice creams. You could flavor the meringues.
Oh, nice. All right, so now that we've folded in the egg whites and the egg yolks.
We're gonna do a little bit of sifted flour.
And that is only flour.
Yeah, that's it. This is just
So
flour.
no leavener.
No leavener at all. We're gonna kind of sift this in nice and soft.
And is the reason that the cake actually still rises is just because of
the egg whites and the air. So you want to be careful with this one, because if you kind of go too hard, you'll kind of lose some of that air. We want to make sure it's all incorporated.
it'll be too dense.
Yeah.
So the gentleman that invented this cake, what was his name again?
Charles Reinhofer invented this.
And he also invented, you said, Eggs Benedict?
Eggs Benedict, lobster Newburgh, chicken a la Keen. We have, there is loads of history.
Wow.
I mean, I feel like someone needs to do a movie about him.
Yeah.
The restaurant in general, first restaurant to use printed menus, first restaurant to use tablecloths. So yeah,
Oh my gosh.
this restaurant, they really set the precedent for dining in America.
Yeah, they raised the bar for sure. Now, did he invent the Eggs Benedict for any reason?
There was a customer, Mr. and Mrs. Benedictine, I believe the name is, used to come in and they were bored with the menu.
That's why?
That was
Wow.
it.
They must
That
have
was
spent a
it.
lot of money there.
Yeah. They were good customers.
Yeah,
They got
exactly.
something named after them.
now
Up for the challenge.
You fold in the walnuts,
Fold in some of the walnuts here.
and I'm sure you could use any other nut, right?
Sure, absolutely.
Okay. So now after that's all completely incorporated and folded in without trying to take out too much of that air from the egg whites, you just pour it in a sheet pan covered in parchment paper,
Yeah.
right? Just like that, very simple. I'll do that for you. There you go.
So you can see that.
I just want to tell you why I love this. My twin brother and I were in New York a couple weeks ago. We went to have dinner at Delmonico's, and they said, why don't we bring you the baked Alaska? And we didn't have time because we were running late for the show. And we said, we'll have to do it next time.
Well, look at that.
So this is so serendipitous.
Aw.
So
we brought the baked Alaska
Yes.
to
yes,
you
because that's
instead.
what we do.
That's
so,
it.
perfect.
We kinda
So you want to
have
make sure that's all incorporated.
that's
And then you spread it as thin as you can. And we pop this in the oven and it bakes pretty quickly.
Sure, it's at around 425 for about 10 to 15 minutes, depending on your oven at home.
That's it. Look how fluffy that is. All right.
that.
So then just to take one of the steps out, we pop this in, like you said, 425, 10 to 15 minutes. We take it out and we let it cool. And then we cut out little cakes like that. You want to grab that cake stand?
This, and we cut out little cakes. It's important to make sure you let it cool, so
right.
you don't tear the cake. And
Okay. And if you don't have a cookie cutter, you could just use
the
glass.
glass, yeah,
All right.
absolutely.
All right, so now here's the fun part. So now we
So
build.
we're gonna build. So should we move it to? We'll move one up here.
Okay.
Stick that.
There you go.
there. And we're gonna
You
put a
cover it
little
with
bit
the
of this
compote?
compote. We have the banana ice cream in there.
I'll get the banana ice cream for you. So what's in the compote?
So the compote has star anise. There is vanilla, dried apricots, and a little simple syrup.
Yummy. That would be yummy just on toast.
On anything.
Right?
So that's good.
Okay. Now the banana ice cream.
Stuff there.
Oh! And you're not skimping on the ice cream, are you?
There we go.
Is that how
And now
it
the meringue.
stays?
Now the beautiful part.
Interesting.
Kind of hold it. So the meringue, we want to pipe it and give a little pull to try and get our spikes.
Sorry, what's in the meringue?
The meringue is sugar that we cook to a softball stage, which is about 230 degrees. You want to give that a shot?
Oh boy. Oh, Chef Billy.
And sugar and egg whites.
Okay, so similar to what you had just
Just
folded into the
prepared a
other.
different way.
I see. I
Wow.
see.
But you could flavor that just like you said,
Sure,
right?
you could do cocoa powder. You could do a couple different.
And for those of us who don't have the
Alright.
chance to be in New York, how can we get a taste of your restaurant at home?
So we have a Dining at Delmonico's cookbook, and we also have a line of sauces. The sauces we have a steak sauce, we have a chipotle, we have some salad dressings, and they're available nationwide in supermarkets.
All right, Billy, it's time to
So-
light this baby on fire.
Debbie is just taking over.
I can have a lot of
We're
fun
gonna-
doing
It looks
this.
awesome.
You need any help in the kitchen? All right, there we go. Let's see.
Okay.
Let's light her on
I like
fire.
that shape. It looks like there was like
am-
a baked Alaska in a windstorm or something. That's- I appreciate
So am I lighting this on
No,
fire?
yeah, I like
Okay.
Oh, that's great.
There it is.
Oh my gosh, that's beautiful. Look at that. That's the biggest iceberg ever.
You got to dig in and have a taste. You
there
find
we
this
are.
recipe at hallmarkchannel.com, everybody.
in
Thank
there.
you so much, Billy, for
so
being
good.
here.
Thank you
and
for
the
having
history
me.
lesson, too, by the way.